Alrighty, hello friends and welcome to yet another stream. It's Tuesday, May 19th. It's like what, 7:40? That's what my time says. And yeah, we're back with another tabletop stream. It's been a little overdue. Last time, which was a while ago. Let's see, I uploaded the thing to YouTube. Let's look, shall we? I don't remember when the last time I streamed was. Your channel. May 6th. So it's been a while, yeah. Like 2 weeks. Almost 2 weeks exactly, actually. Yeah, so it's been 2 weeks. On our last stream, we actually got quite a bit done, and the app is sort of starting to feel real. I can't show you that because I'm trying to load up Storybook right now, so I can't view anything. But we got a lot of stuff working. The check-in flow is working. You can make posts. Excuse me, they're real. They get stored. And now the next part is displaying the feed of the posts and such. I've been putting this off for a while because I hate designing things and I don't feel very good at it, and it's just not something I enjoy, and there's like, the whole deal. So I shouldn't be doing that, but I am. So today we're going to try and push through that, and that's why I'm streaming at the very least, so I have some motivation to work and I can't just slack off and not do it. Is usually the plan.
Hello.
What's going on, Streets? Thank you so much for the 22 months in a row. That is a long ass time. I appreciate it, dude. How are you? Those are words. So yeah, I really fucking hate designing things, but we need to design things because I don't have the money to pay someone to design this app for me. So, I gotta do it myself. So we're testing out Storybook, which is something I've never used before, but sort of the whole point of Storybook is that it basically allows you to design UI components in sort of a vacuum, so in isolation. So it allows you to sort of reuse things from within your app, but also to try and design everything you can about the app within not in the context of the main app, but within its own thing, which is really what I want to do right now. So I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah, so we're gonna try it out. I actually just downloaded it, so I can display with my UI things. So, and sort of the benefit is here too, right? Is that I watched sorry, I have a lot to unpack here. So I watched a great talk the other day from. If you're not aware of this show, it's really cool. Jason Langsdorff, he works for Netlify, I think. But very cool dude. He streams on Twitch, and he does Learn with Jason is his show, and he does let me show this off here. He does 90-minute pair program shows with just a bunch of really awesome guests. If you're all familiar with there's like some pretty big names, and I feel like the React Twitter sphere. Like, I don't know everyone here obviously, but like I follow Cassidy Williams, and she's super cool too. And he's got an upcoming episode actually with someone I saw a talk at, Charlie Gerard, who did a really cool talk at a conference I went to. So she does like a lot of machine learning stuff. So that's probably gonna be really cool. Anyways, recently he did a really good episode on introduction to Figma for developers. And even though I've used Figma before, it was sort of a nice thing, and I am just trying to watch things that get me motivated enough to go do design things, because again, I really fucking hate it, man. I've come to terms with it at least, right? Like, I wish I liked it more, and I appreciate well-designed UIs, and I like apps that work really well. Man, I just hate doing it myself. But the other thing I watched, and was probably more sort of transformational, was this great video, Let's Learn Design Systems with Dan Mall, and this was fantastic, and I'll actually link this in the chat right quick. I don't remember. Oh, I'm probably not signed into Twitch on this on this browser. Tell you what, this is the incentive. I will pop this in our Discord. If you're not a member of our Discord already, since I just haven't logged into Twitch here, you can join our Discord. That should work. Nice. You can join our Discord via that link. So I'm going to post this in our Tech General chat. So, anyways, this talk was really cool, but a lot of what he talks about is sort of like this really interesting hybrid system of like developing. So not just like a big emphasis on the fact that like the point is building software, right? So if you spend a lot of time in Figma and that's all you're doing, Figma just makes pictures. That's all it does, really. Like, and which is true, right? It doesn't write the code for you. Well, it does some of the CSS, but that's beside the point. So, anyways, this was a really cool episode, and there were some things on here that I think were really interesting, and that I'm really interested to try out. So, one of the things basically that they do during this episode, and again, it's like an hour and a half if you want to go watch it, they basically start by doing a code pen, which is like a contained dev environment, and just do HTML to sort of like do a very basic thing, and then they start switching between that and Figma and transferring. And so I want to do that. The problem is, right, with React Native, it's a little harder for me to do that because I can't just, go to CodePen, I don't remember if it's CodePen.io, whatever. Because it's not just HTML, it's in an app, it's context, there's a little bit more work. So, all that is to say that I think Storybook, from what I understand, being able to do this whole UI components and isolation thing, I think this will help me get that same experience of sort of, creating this one thing in sort of a browser, but with my actual app components. So that was a lot of words. That's why we're looking at Storybook today. And also, it's one of those things where, like, is this going to make me a better designer? No. But in some ways, I think having a sort of shiny new toy to play with, I think can help be a good motivator for things you don't really want to do or things you are sort of lost your spark in. I think there's a lot of merit to like trying something new, not necessarily because you need to, but because you think it's gonna like help you out in terms of getting more inspired to do something or whatever. So, anyways, that was kind of long and rambling, but I just did a really basic installation of Storybook, so we're now here. Oh, it shows up on my app. So we're gonna try this out. Ooh, that's not good. That's fine. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and throw this over here because this needs to be on the same screen as this, which is totally fine. Let me rearrange this window a little bit. I just recently switched over to Firefox again. I've been meaning to do so for a while, so that's why I'm not logged in on things right now. Got my passwords, nerd. But please no. I'm probably gonna go and edit that out and delete my pod to be precautious. But thankfully, that did not have enough information for anyone to actually get my passwords. But that would be bad. That would be really bad. So. Okay, so, let's go ahead and see what's going on here. So, welcome to Storybook. This is a UI dev, component dev environment for your app. We've added some basic stories inside the storybook.stories directory. Stories is a single state or one or more UI components. You can have as many stories as you want. Basically, a story is like a visual test case. So, to see your Storybook stories on this device, you should start your mobile app for the platform of your choice, which is what I've done. And then we have things over on the side. So, button with some emoji. Welcome to Storybook. So it does this in sort of an interesting way. So we can see this with the button. I actually make this. Oh, that's the React Native autocomplete thing. I was like, what is that? Let me make sure. How does my text look? Is that big enough? Okay, I'm gonna go to this size. Hopefully that's visible enough for everyone. Hopefully. Excuse me. All right, so let's go ahead and look and see what we've got in our Storybook thing. So we have buttons. And this is just rendering buttons. So we can actually do center view, is that? There is no center view. Function, center view to default props. Oh, is this actually a component? So I'm trying to figure out, I think, if I understand the basic gist of this is that, let's go look. So they have some good tutorials is what it looks like. So get started, you can click React Native. So simple component, so you can build a simple component in isolation. So we need to make a component, and then it needs to have a stories file, so something.stories.js. Now, hopefully they have TypeScript support as well. Hopefully. Let me make this smaller. So let's go ahead and try and make that. So what we're gonna do is the component we're interested in working with, I can't look right, but the feed, is there a good way to switch between them? Oh, sorry, I'm gonna restart my VS Code. It's been a while since I've done this, so everything feels very strange. The feed is basically the people you're following on Tabletop. Those are where the posts are gonna be of the people you're following. So whenever someone makes a check-in, those are gonna show up there. I need to design the actual post component, so what each individual post is going to look like. That's the plan for today. Because once we get that done, then the feed is basically done for the most part. So we already have the data coming in. We just need to do the design part of it. So I don't know if I have a component made for that already. Let's go ahead and check that out. So I don't. So let's go ahead and make a new file. That's going to be post.tsx. And then we need a another new file, stories.ts? Yeah, but that probably should be TSX, I assume. They're using, I think, Create React Native App, which Create React Native App allows you to write JSX inside of just .js files. I think it's just like a bundler setting that you can do that for, but I don't have that. Plus, I don't know if I prefer that anyways. I like that it's explicit that these have JSX in them, so, or TSX technically, but, so. Anyways, all that, let's do, so we have to import React. Oh, that should have. Cool, so we're gonna export, so we have const post equals function, and then export default post. Then we've got, we'll just go ahead and return. So basically the first part of what we're doing here is basically just returning the data in like a very simple way. That's what I want, a view please, thank you. So the things we're going to need for this post, basically. So we're going to sort of write those out just in a very, oh, that's not what I want, in a very easy way. Oh, that's not what I want at all. Should be, I don't know why it's struggling to figure out what I would need here. So we have text. So again, we're just going to sort of write out all the components of this we need. So basically the pieces of data, and we can actually look and see, the good way to sort of reference this is what we have inside our GraphQL schema. So this is what we actually have stored for posts. So these are the things we care about. So the name of the game. And then we're going to go ahead and just copy that line and just paste it a few times to sort of get the basic info here. Not all of them are going to be name of game, obviously. Username. There's going to be a rating, right, out of 5. We need a caption. Right now, we don't have photos right now. We will need photos. We will need photos. I don't know if I'll put that on there yet. We'll leave that out for now. And then tagged users is the other probably important one. I think that's it. Yeah, and then we'll, like, as a to-do, we can put a to-do down here of We'll need photos. We also will need interaction of some sort, like, comment, etc. That sort of thing. What's going on, Duncan? Sorry, soft talk. Would you be able to? Is that as a Legends of Runeterra? I don't know. I haven't played the game very much. I don't know if I would stream it just because I haven't played it that much, to be honest. Oh, my nose is so itchy. But yeah, I like the game. I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I've never thought about it. Oh god. Do I have Grease Monkey installed on here? Huh, guess I do. Neat. Alright, so we need to make a stories component. So we've made a component. And then we need to build a task 3 test states in the story file. Okay, so they're making a new task. Stories of task module. What is module? I don't know what that is. Stories of is story at Storybook React Native. So first we need to import React for JSX support. Then we need to import stories of from somewhere. What are we doing with this? I don't know where module is coming from though, so I don't understand. So to initiate Storybook, we first called the stories of function to register the component. We had a display name for the component, the name that appears on the sidebar in the Storybook app. Action lets us create a callback that appears in the actions pane of the Storybook UI when clicked. So when we build a pin button, we'll determine the US. Okay, so where are the actions? These aren't actions, right? I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so stories of so I need to give it a default display name, which is going to be post, and then yeah, I don't know what module is. Let's try and leave that out and see if it works. So we can chain these with add decorator. I don't really need that. So add. Do I need to include add from somewhere? I'll be honest, this is very confusing. I don't know where this is coming from. Oh, well, this is probably, it returns an instance of a class. I don't know why it's not typed, though. I'll be honest with you. Seems odd. Okay, so we're adding, let's say, default post. And then that's just, we just render the post. It doesn't have props right now, so we're not gonna have anything besides the default, to be honest. Then there's actions, which I don't know what those work. I guess actions looks like it's just like mocking the part of the UI that you can interact with, is my guess. I don't know if that's real, but that's what it seems like. How are you tonight, Duncan? How are you doing, dude? Oh, I didn't take a picture because I didn't do them well, but we cooked the first set of steaks the other night. They were super delicious, even though, again, I fucked them up. Because I don't... Well, okay, I didn't fuck them up. They just, like, were closer to, like, medium well rather than, like, medium rare, which is a total bummer. But we didn't realize that there were, like, 2 steaks per package, so we have, like, a second set to not fuck up. So that's exciting. But they were very good, so thank you again. Alright, so in theory, we've done this, and now it should show up in Storybook. So what are they exporting? They're exporting actions. They're exporting task. These are like test data things, though. So actions is an add-on. Okay, so I don't have to worry about that. So we also have to make one small change to the storybook configuration setup to notice our recently created stories. So import stories. Okay, so this is in storybook index.js. That's in configure require stories. So we require // components post .stories. Great. So now if we go over to our browser and go to our, I'm going to pin this so I remember which one is which. Oh. There should be a post, right? Yeah, so I'm actually gonna figure get storybook. So we can actually get rid of this because I don't care about the sample ones they gave us. We require to manually pass an async storage prompt. Wait, what? So it seems like it's not refreshing, actually. So starting in Storybook 5.3.0, we require to manually pass an async storage prompt, pass and will disable or use one from React Native community or React Native itself. Okay, I will look for more info. I don't know where it's yelling at that about. It's really weird. So it's in a get storybook UI call. So I'm just gonna do async storage is null. And hopefully that's fine. So I didn't save that. Maybe was that why it wasn't working? Missing module parameter for story or kind of post. It'll break your HMR. Oh. Oh, so that was this. That was that mystery parameter that I don't know what it does. Start with ID post -- default already exists in the store. Perhaps you added the same story twice, or you have a name collision. Story IDs need to be unique. Ensure you aren't using the same names. Ooh, okay. I shouldn't have two though, right? I only have one. Don't me dismiss all. Okay, great. So now we have a post, which is a thing. Great. Okay, so have I drawn things for this? I don't remember if I... Let's go ahead and do I have Figma open? Let's go and open Figma, and let's see if I've done anything for this. I've done something. Well, the answer is no. Oh, the answer is yes. Just kidding. I did do something. Oh, I also have a picture of the game. Okay, so this is, I think, a good starting point. There are some things I wanted to do with this, and I think, like, the sort of main one that I wanted to do was basically, like, trying to figure out how I was going to do other users as well. And my initial thought basically was that I wanted to do... So if you, like, if I duplicated this and let's add, like... I don't really want a linear gradient, thanks though. add this above. Can I not? Actually, no. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. Okay. So anyways, basically, if I did, this is like just me darkening a layer automatically. But basically, if I put this behind here and sort of did this like sort of stacked, this looks weird because it's the same picture twice, right? But like, oh god, oh, I've done nothing here. Lock you down, please, thanks. So basically something like this, where it's like a where it sort of shows like the icons of like the other people who like are tagged on the post behind them. I don't know if that's a good idea though. Again, I don't know. Like, I don't feel happy about most of this. I fucking hate designing so much. Okay, so there's sort of basics here, right? Like, I like, so things that I think are pretty simple, but I think that I like the picture up in the top left, I think seems fine. The name as well. A part of me wonders how much the picture actually matters in terms of like, in terms of board games, right? Like obviously board game covers, like I think matter to a certain point, but I don't know how much they do. So like you could also imagine doing something like, is this picture high quality enough? Basically, if you like did something in the background. This is pretty tough though, because then like you got to do some extra like processing for the text stuff, although you can just lighten this a bunch, right? So we do another fill, and then make this solid white, and then just again reduce the brightness on this. You'd have to have it pretty low though for like it to be I don't know, this would be one of those cool things where it's like the things that like sort of automatically detect the color of things, so you could like, you know, that would be pretty cool, right? Like what is that called? Where it like takes a picture and determines like the primary color from the picture. Oh fuck, what is that? Here, I think I know one thing that uses it, so I'm gonna go look for it. I just need the name of the whatchamacallit. The name of the technique, that is the words I'm trying to say. Jesus. Really struggling here. Does he not have a website for this? I thought he did. Yeah, okay. It's not really a blur. I don't think this does what I want it to do. Okay. Anyways, that's sort of a distraction. I think this actually looks pretty cool though. Oh god, my mouse is almost dead. It's really like almost dead? Do I have a cable around that charges this sucker? Give me 1 second, I'm gonna go like look for a cable real quick. I have to charge this thing like once like every 2 months or something absurd. But I, of course, always delay it until like it's almost dead. I never do it earlier. Alright, well, I'll just have a wired mouse for a little bit. Open USB hub somewhere. My keyboard's plugged into the right side one, so I have to... Switch this if it's really a big deal. I think it's fine though. Okay. Anyways, I think if there was, I don't know what that is, but like a way of detecting like what the main color of the thing is, and then like what the main color of the picture is. What is that called? I'm sure there's a name for the method. Colors from image, like dominant color. Other things do this too, and I forget what it's called. And I'm trying to think of like a good example that does it. I don't know, I can't remember. I've seen it before though. I feel like it's used a lot in like placeholder images and stuff. Let's do. Find the most prominent color in an image. That's really what I want to do, yes. From 7 years ago. Homepage. Does he talk about what the algorithm is called? I'm sure there's a good way to do this, I just don't know what it's called. Generating spectrum color palettes? I don't know if I want that. I'm sure this is like a thing that you can do fairly easily. Here's the code, sample image of blue peppers. Clustering algorithm. K means clustering? Oh, geez. So maybe this is just like, this probably isn't too difficult, right? There's definitely gotta be a package for this. I just don't know what it is. Color identification. This is like computer vision though. Oh, this is like, they do search, which I don't actually care about. Here, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to npmjs.com. Now we'll look for, let's search for color and let's see what comes up. So color conversion manipulation with CSS string support. Let's see what that's about. I don't think really does what I wanted to. CLI color, React color, color pickers, lightweight tool separating styles, stripping escape codes, color convert. I guess it's not necessarily a color as much as it is. It's like manipulating images, less so than like colors specifically. This is like, yeah, manipulating color objects, which I don't really care about. So let's search image. This is like the most broad searches ever, Jesus. Image processing. We could say image color, actually, and see if that comes up with anything. Oh, extract prominent colors from an image, supports both node and browser environment. Okay. This might be what we want. Node vibrant. Okay, I just need to go to a website to see if it works. Homepage, great. Vibrant colors. Notice this project is refactored into a monorepo in version 3.2.0. Will not merge. Oh, geez. That's so loud. Hold on, me. I'm gonna go do not disturb. Sorry. Consistent results. See result consistency. Okay. I want you to show me like pictures. Can you show me pictures? That's what I want. Path the image, get palette, then. Yeah, I don't like that this just like doesn't... Does it have examples inside the repo actually? I don't know, look at that. No. That's so weird. Why does it not have... extract colors from images. See, I don't want colors though, right? I want... Here, get the dominant color or color palette from an image. This is updated 10 months ago. That's fairly new. See a demo. Beautiful. See? Like, this is a picture thing. Like, why would you not... The dominant color is this blue. Okay. Probably green here, right? This is pretty neat. So I can just drag an image here. I have a random image I can throw in there. There's a screenshot of a picture of my cat. Here, actually, where do I have the wingspan image saved at? Do I? Okay, so this seems like a good thing. I'm gonna pin this. I'm not like sold on this design, right? Like, I'm not 100% this is what I want to do, but I feel pretty good about this. Because like, as long as the text is readable, right? So like, that's the only problem with this, is that like the text has to be pretty readable here. But this just gives me so much room. I think like in general having I think in general having the box, I don't know though, the box art's so much better than text, right? Like, it looks so much better, which is why I feel like this is a good compromise. I'm trying to think of things where this like matters more, right? So like, how do you display photos here though, I think is the other question, right? And like, I don't know. Because photos feel like something that this should be like pretty prominently like featured, you know, if you have them. And like, this design makes it pretty tough to do it. Like, you could have them done here, I guess, but like, yo, what's going on, Dylan? GM to you as well. All right, well, I think we're just gonna try and mess around with some of it. So, I don't know, man. I fucking hate this so much. So I don't think this is a terrible idea, but like, I'm not convinced it's the right idea, right? I should have known what that rectangle is. We'll keep that locked. So, oh, hello? It is Tuesday, yeah. It felt like Wednesday today, but it's very much Tuesday. Okay, so I need to make this rectangle smaller. Make it like by 100. Now let's do that and then turn this back up to 100%. Great. So let's go back to the sort of having the cover art still, oh god. Having the cover art still be there. I think in general this is the right approach. I still think there's some questions to be answered about, like, again, like, if there are images, where do you put them? Like, maybe, you know, you could make it so like having a short blurb of the caption, right, like, is probably fine, and then you could even like throw this like to where it's sort of condensed over here, and this tells you who it was. The sort of multiple users thing is going to be a little tough to figure out, but like, you can imagine like bringing everything down. This is again if you have photos. And then make like, here, let me. He's larger than the other. There would bug on my screen. Let's make this one have a border just so I know what it looks like. And then there could be photos there. This feels fine, although a little squished, I guess. There are some board games with some long names, which I think is like why I'm sort of, you know... I'm trying to think of some... Oh, here. Like, so like... Betrayal at House on the Hill. It's a long name. So we need to have some variable size text because that's obviously like too big. This doesn't feel terrible. I guess you gotta have... So I need to have a design for how this multiple players is gonna work. Maybe I don't design it with tagged users first. Maybe I just do sort of this base thing first. Images can go up there. Again, I really like this back picture thing. I like it a lot. Actually, it looks really good, but I think there are some questions to be answered with it that I don't feel like answering right now. So, okay, let's start trying to implement sort of a basic one here. So, what we can actually do here is make, let's go ahead and make some the title and stuff into some props. So, game is going to be of type game, but we'll do that. We'll worry about the rest of it later. So name is going to be, we'll do Wingspan for our example. Author is going to be our user, which again, we won't worry about the other fields with username. Tagged users, and these are going to be this is going to be closest to how the API works. There might be some differences. I don't remember how the GraphQL stuff works, to be honest with you. Okay. Tagged users, and then what else here? We need a rating. And type of 5. Caption. I'm gonna go ahead and just copy this text that I wrote on the Figma doc because this is fine. It's a really long text string, but that's fine. Is there anything else? Tagged users, rating, name of game? Nope. So now I can pass these props into the post. Which is sort of the vibe we want to have anyways, because we want a, like, this should be a display component and not a, it should be a display component and not like a component where it has to worry about the logic. So the logic, which is going to be like probably us getting the GraphQL stuff, we can abstract out to a layer above it. So we can just have props here, and that's totally fine. So we need a game, which, so right now we're going to type these as any, and I know that seems really silly, but, so to make these, right now I just don't really want to have to worry about types. I'm just going to have the names on there. So game, author is any, some of them we can do like the actual things for, like number is fine. Tagged users is an array of any's. Did I name it tagged users? Yeah. And then caption is going to be a string. So like those, some of them we can do, but. Great, so now here we can do our props. So this can be props. Make a new game, author. Great, so now we can replace all that with our props. This one is author. So here we can do, actually, we can do a tagged users .map. And we can return a text with a key. Key is going to be equal to the index here. And then the text is going to be user.username. That worked, right? Okay, cool. Yep, so this is caption. Oh, that's not caption. This is reading. I think this needs to get converted to a string to do like a good output of it, but all right, so this is actual data, which is good. So let's go ahead and start trying to make it look closer to what we have over here. So the first thing is we're going to need to flex out this top section. So we're going to need another view here that's the game name, the rating, which is going to be like a different component here. I don't know if we're just going to do like stars or what the plan is. I could probably find a React component for the stars if we decide to do that. Like that's probably easy enough. That way I don't have to waste time implementing it. And then the cover art as well. So actually, so let's go ahead and put that in there. So the game name, and this is, I have a name for this. Tabletop server. So this is the game thumbnail URL is what it's called. Okay, and then the thumbnail URL for Wingspan I have down here in my sample stuff. Oof. Great. Cool, so I have a thumbnail URL now, awesome. And then we can go ahead into post and then go to image, which will import from React Native, and then source to URI. Oh, great. There's something else that's required here. I don't remember. So let's go see somewhere else we're using an image because I don't remember how to use this properly apparently. Check in image. Source URI style. I probably have to give it a width and a height, I assume. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Cool, so now we have this view here. So the flex direction for this actually is going to need to be, flex direction is going to be a row instead of a column. This should be a string. I need to learn how to use Vim surround so I can just do that easier. That probably saved me a lot of time actually. So if we want the rating right below the game name, sort of how we have it inside the thing here. So I guess there's two options here. If we're just doing this design here first because it's simpler, we want this and then this. So this should be a separate view with a normal flex direction, and I think that'll achieve the same thing. What's going on? Minion Sniper, what's going on, dude? Is React Native any good? Is that making a website that'll have an app as well? So this is my first time making an app in it, and my experience has been that it's like pretty solid. Now, you know, take that with a grain of salt because I haven't deployed an app with it or anything, but like, if you know React, it's I think pretty easy to get a mostly working thing working on both like iOS and Android. Now, you know, talk to me in a few months and my experience could be very different, but so far it's been really good. I think I've been able to work pretty fast in it. I already know React for what it's worth, but yeah, so it's been good so far. There are other options, right? I think Flutter is probably like the biggest one that is akin to this, and I don't know how those are. So yeah, I don't know what your experience is or like what you're trying to do, you know. But for me, the utility of being able to hopefully write code once and have it work on both Android and iOS is huge, you know, as opposed to like I'd have to go learn Swift and go learn Kotlin/Java, which would like be a lot of work compared to like this. So yeah. Okay, so this needs to have a view around it. Great, so yeah, no, those are lined up there. So again, this looks like shit, which is fine. That's sort of the point right now. So we actually want the username based on how we have things right now is actually going to go sort of next to the tagged users. The caption's going to be doing its own thing. Based on this, the caption is going to take up most of this. The users are going to take up the other side, so we need a view around those as well. And there might be a better way to do this also, but I think like this is me just working with, you know, my basic knowledge of like Flexboxy stuff. So then this needs to have a flex direction row as well. Okay, I'm gonna look up Vim surround because I know it's a thing. Vim.surround. Oh no, oh no. I did not know where that website was taking me. The plugin is called Vim.surround, which is what I was looking for. I don't know why GitHub's doing this. Do you have a Mac or a Hackintosh? This is a Mac, so this is I'm streaming from a Windows PC. This is my MacBook, which is just routed to an external monitor, and I have a capture card. So, yeah. And then I use a Mac for work, so like I have another MacBook to work with, but this is my personal one, which is why I try and do this sort of thing on it. All right, Vim surround is all about surroundings, right? Easiest to explain with examples. CS. Oh, that's not what I want. Okay, what is YSS the... YSS is the surround? You know, with the cursor on hello, so if I do YS and select... Oh, that didn't work at all. Let me make sure I have... I think you can turn on Vim surround, right? I think enable the surround plugin for Vim. Yes. Okay, that's what I was looking at. IW is a text object? I actually don't know what that does. Finally, let's try visual mode. Press the capital V for line-wise visual mode, followed by capital S. We're doing a pretty simple thing, I think, compared to... Oh, beautiful. Oh, that's fantastic, actually. That's really nice, holy shit. I'm thinking of getting another HE input Hackintosh on so I can use the iOS emulator and use that for coding. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know how Hackintoshes are nowadays. I wanted to build one back in the day. Yeah, it's one of those things where like, you know, if you have the money, I think like getting a Mac is probably just better. I don't know if there's like issues with Hackintosh and iOS development though, right? So like, obviously, I will say that kind of sucks, right? Like the fact that you need a Mac to develop on it is kind of shitty. So totally understandable, and they're kind of expensive. So I totally get it, but yeah. And then Rick, Phillip, and Mini Sniper, thanks so much for the follows. I hope y'all are doing well, and thanks for tuning in. Yeah, completely understandable. Yeah, the one I have now, actually, I got in college, so I was able to do like a payment plan on it, which was really nice. I mean, yeah, like I said, my other one's a work one, so like I did not pay for that one. So they are really expensive. I do not blame anyone for not wanting to get them. You got a LaCroix. Nice. Yes, that is a, I think it's a cran raspberry. That is my favorite flavor of LaCroix. Although they recently renamed it to Raz Cranberry, which I hate for some reason. It just doesn't sound right. It does not sound right. Okay, so. Oh, God. Can I do 100% on the width here? Like, what's going on here, friend? It's going really off the end of the map here. Let's try putting in some numbers here and see if we can get that a little smaller. I actually truly don't know how to do a lot of like width control on React Native, so we can actually just control the. We should go look up like the style stuff for React Native. I'm gonna do that. It's just reactnative.dev. My mate owns his own company and brought 40K with the Apple Mac all custom. Holy crap. That's insane. Dang. Yeah, I don't have anything crazy like that. Mine's just, this is a, this is running on right now is a, like, 2015 MacBook Pro, I think. The problem is that the backlight on it actually is like burnt out, which really sucks. So I can't actually use it as a laptop. I can use it as a, I can plug it into an external monitor. It works fine. Everything else in the computer is fine, which is what I'm doing, obviously. But yeah, it kind of sucks. I want to get it fixed, but like, it's one of those things where like, it's literally just like resoldering a fuse on the motherboard. But my like really main complaint against Apple is that like, if you don't have Apple Care, any sort of Apple repairs are just absolutely awful. They just gorge you. So but yeah, so I haven't got it fixed. There's you can go to like an unauthorized board repair place that'll do it for you for cheaper, but I think even then it's still gonna be like $400. So like, I would like it, but like, I don't really need to use it as a laptop right now anyways, so like, it's, you know, not the end of the world. And it's not like I can go like, if I was traveling more right now, I think I'd be more worried about it, but I'm not because I can't travel anywhere right now, so probably won't worry about it until later anyways. Yeah, so for what it is worth, it's not like the whole thing, right? But you can do, if you do a React Native build with Expo, I believe you can just run it directly on your phone without having a, I don't remember exactly how Expo works. I think it just like sideloads it via the internet. But you can basically run it through the Expo app and not without having a Mac. So the benefit of that is you can put it on your phone, put it on your iPhone without having a Mac. I have not done a lot of work in Expo, so like I don't know if there's like certain limits, like if you're trying to use certain hardware features, right? If Expo just sort of falls flat in that regard, I don't know how that works, but that might be something worth looking into if you like, you know, don't want to mess with the Hackintosh stuff right now. And I think if you like if you look in, I believe that's how Create React Native app works. So if you like start a new React Native project with Create React Native app, I'm pretty sure it uses Expo by default. Yeah, so it works with Expo client. So I think Expo allows you to, yeah, you can run projects that don't have custom native modules. I will say that I've already installed a few that have native modules in mine, so I don't know. Your mileage may vary there, but anyways, that's something to be aware of too. So. I had a backup issue with my 2017 MacBook Pro and the experience is horrendous. Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to pay $700 for the fix because, yeah, I got it looked at when I was still in school. This was my senior year, I think, when I looked at it. And yeah, they were just like, this is the problem. And you can tell too because like it has the Apple logo, so you can like shine a flashlight through it. You can see the screen. The screen is functioning. It just doesn't have a light on it. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna have to replace the entire logic board. And I was like, it's one fuse, y'all. Like, just fix it, please. So, yeah. That kind of sucks. But again, it works. It still works as like an external monitor thing, and I can still stream on it, and that part's fine. So, yeah. Anyways, I was here to look at layout stuff, which is not in the API, I don't think, but is in the docs. So, design layout with Flexbox. The defaults are different. Flex section made a column instead of row, and the flex parameter only supporting a single number. Flex direction row. Layout direction. Can we just set flex values? Maybe that would work. Oh, it's probably also because like the all the tagged users were getting their own visual block with the text, so like this will probably help quite a bit. Yeah, and then if we perhaps if we put this in its own view as well, actually. Do text blocks conform to Flexbox, I wonder? Probably. Yeah, okay, so that didn't actually change anything, but this allows us to manipulate the styles easier. The other option is to get a VM Apple Mac. Oh, like do like a virtual machine, yeah. It's something worth noting too, so I will say that like, so I have I think my MacBook I have for work is a 2017. It's this pupperoo. It has a touch bar and shit. But I will say that I am not in love with this model of the MacBook, mainly because one, the keyboard really sucks. It's terrible. They just fixed that on the newest model. The newest model of MacBook have good keyboards again. But honestly, like if you can find a used one, the 2015 Retina MacBook Pro is like, it's pretty good. Keyboard's a lot better. It's like the specs are still, you know, good enough to get you to perform anything decently. I think it's a pretty good computer. So, and you can find them used because it's from 2015, so it's going to be like a decent amount cheaper anyways. So, do you model MacBook? Are you getting a new one, Dylan? I mean, I'm not getting one for. We get computer upgrades every 3 years normally, but like with COVID stuff, that's probably getting delayed a little bit. So like, my new one probably will be for like another 2 or 3 years, which. Again, this one's fine, and I still like it, but like, the key is really, it's just not to use the keyboard. I cannot overstate how fucking terrible it is. And obviously, I'm spoiled because I have like, you know, a nice mechanical keyboard that feels good, so, I care about the keyboard probably more than some people do, so, but it's really not good. God, it's terrible. And it's so bad too because like some days I just like want to use it as a laptop because I don't know, man. I just, you know, like switching it up some days, but like I the keyboard really messes me up nowadays, which really sucks. So, all right, so we added some flex values and things got straightened out. We should probably add. What did they do in the storybook thing to like write to put some put a wrapper around it? Because I want that. What did it do here? Stories. It did add decorator. So this just allows us to put a view around it. Is what it looks like. Post.stories.tsx. And then, okay. So the styles, I'm going to make some styles here, but basically it's going to be... there will be some padding. Oh, it's because Vue's not imported. I was like, it should give me styles as to how things work. Is it align self? Align self should be center? I don't remember if that works. I always forget that every time. That's like the Flexbox thing to remember, and I can never remember it. Align self is not what I want. It should be justify content then. That doesn't do what I want either, but that's fine. I don't have an issue with the spacebar, otherwise it's fine. You could buy a keyboard. Get into mechanical keyboards. It's great. It's definitely not a money dump. And by that I mean they're legitimately functional, right? Like, money dump is sort of derogatory, but like the cool thing about mechanical keyboards as a hobby is that the output of the hobby is very, very functional, you know, like some people build keyboards, like stick them on a shelf and don't use them, obviously, and that happens when you have like a lot of them, but like, you know, both of the keyboards I have bought I use like every day, so I've definitely got my money's worth out of them because it's a better typing experience, and I firmly believe that. And speaking of, that's why I literally just bought a soldering iron, actually, which it's back there. I don't think you can see in the webcam, but I bought that so I can start building my own custom ones, which is very exciting. Okay, story implicitly has an any type. Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know what that's supposed to be typed as. Oh, excuse me. Because stories of really isn't typed, so Storybook has not done a great job of typing things, which is fine, I guess. It doesn't really need to be typed, to be honest. Anyway, so I can add some styles here. I was doing this add padding. Probably adding like a light border would be nice. Maybe we can add that to the outer, view. Border color, let's make it like black for now, but we'll make it not that. There a border width is going to be, let's just do 3 for something. Oh, that's really thick, holy shit. Let's not do 3. There's a border so it exists. Yo, what's going on, Brady? Am I eating some salsa while making this app? No. There's no salsa here, and I am indeed not tangled. But some might say I am on top of a table while making this app, which is not true either. I'm sitting down in a chair, but it sounds cool, you know? How goes it, Brady? All right, border radius, is it 5? Is that rounded enough? Great, and then we need some inner padding here. Let's do 5. It's pretty fine. Actually, can we do more? And then just to satisfy my own thing here, we need margin top. My voice like so scratchy already. Oh, that's not enough at all. I'm trying to get in the middle of the screen, and I know there's a good way to do this, but I don't remember what it is, and I don't want to figure it out. That's how I feel today, in case you're wondering. So, okay, so this is the base layout. I don't have the user part figured out. But that's fine. Let's start increasing the size of some things here. Right. Let's make the let's try a few things here. So one thing we can do is try and make the image a little bigger. So let's probably crank this up to 75. I worked 27.5 hours in the last 3 days. That's all like 9 hours a day. Hot dang, dude. That is a lot. Oh, one of those days was a Sunday. Oh, Jesus. Well, that sucks, Brady. I'm sorry, dude. It's awful. 70. Let's keep it at that. That seems fine. So I wonder if we could do... can we do a border radius on this? I don't know if that would look good. I think it's 25 is like the full rounded. Oh, that's not full rounded, but... That kind of looks like shit, but we could do a slight border radius, right? Like 5 seems not bad. We're going to want to make this text style, like, this is going to want to be bigger. So this should be font size. Let's try, is it 24? That's kind of large. This actually needs to be variable, to be honest. React Native rem size. Thank you so much for the resub, Brady. For 9 months in a row. I appreciate it, dude. Reno and GM to you as well. Oh, we're at 14 subs now. I should move that title because it's like bright. You can't see it there. You see it here? That is better. My shameless plug is that if we get to 25 subs, we get a new emote, which I have a few ready. They are somewhere on my computer. Yeah, that's exciting. React Native responsive font size. Yes, yes. That is what I want. You can use pixel ratio. Also, what is this? var react equals React Native? Oh no, I hate that so much. This seems like a lot of... It seems like a lot of work. Yeah, I want to use font size based on the screen size. React Native response... Yeah, so what I want to use is it rem units? Is it called rem, I think? Oh, that's not what I care about. CSS rem units, this is what I want. So rem is equal to the computed value of font size and the root element will specify font size. Okay, well, perhaps this isn't actually what I want. But the point is that I want variable font size. There are probably some things I could do to do this, but anyways. React Native responsive dimensions, responsive height, width, and responsive font size for React Native components. The dimensions auto-adjust based on the window size, viewport, or the screen size of the device. That's actually not what I want, though. Now, this is probably important, right? Because I want my shit to work on multiple size devices. But that's not actually what I want right now. Anyways, we'll test this later. Font size, we need font weight, should be bold. Bold and brash. Can we get a stars React Native star component? It's like a star rating, that's what I want. Hey, someone's got it. Yo, what's going on, Dan? How's it going, dude? A React Native component for generating and displaying interactive star ratings. Fuck yeah, man. Ooh, see, I don't care about the generating at all. I actually just want to display it. Can they do half stars? Oh, they can do half stars. Fuck yeah. Okay, cool. This is great. I had to link it. God, dude. Everything requires a native module. I already have React Native Vector icons, don't I? Is this just requiring React Native Vector icons? Because I already have that. Like nearly positive. Yeah, cool. Okay, well this is gonna be really easy then. Great, so I'll go ahead and install this because I don't want to make this myself. Yarn add React Native star rating, great. Yeah, this should be pretty easy because the native part of this I've already done. I actually don't love having a border here, by the way. So, just to show some folks who weren't here earlier, sort of what designs we're working with here. My full disclaimer is that I'm really bad at designing and I don't like doing it, so this is where we're at. I like this one a lot. There are some, I think, implementation details to figure out. Like, I basically have to find, like, the, like, primary color of the image and then, like, mask it on top. So that might be kind of hard. And then there's, like, a question of, like, how do I determine the contrast between the text and that? So I might have to do some work to make that work, but I think I like this design a lot. And then this is sort of what I'm working with now, which is, like, more boring, but I think works and probably works well with, like, images can go up here. The user component I haven't figured out yet. Excuse me. So that's where we're at right now. Okay, do I need to restart the I don't know if I need to restart the thing to use it. So what is the component called? It's called star rating. Great. Oh, does this not have types? But I'll find a declaration module. Yikes. Let's see if there are types for this thing. Hopefully. Betrayal at Wing on the Span. Ah, yes, my favorite board game. Just like, fuck. Ticket to Catan. My other favorite board game. Alright, good. They have types. Yay! Thank you, random strangers on the internet. Okay, so instead of where I put rating here, this should be instead a star rating component. The rating is going to be our rating. Now, let's just see if this works. Yo, fuck yeah. That's some stars. A betrayal on the span. Shouldn't it be betrayal on a span of the wing? On the span of the wing? I don't know why they haven't made a second one though. You got me. They have made an expansion. It's the European expansion. I even mentioned it in this review here. Okay, so those stars are large. Okay. Active opacity, animation, button style, children, container style, CSS disabled, empty star color. Disabled is going to be true. I assume that means disabled in terms of like being able to like tap it. I don't want anyone to tap it. This is purely just for displaying. Does anyone know why? So I don't know if anyone else has had this happen. So when I am here and what I want to do is that the beauty of using something like TypeScript, right, is that I have all the types for all the props enabled. So when I hit Control Space to enable autocomplete, I want to see the props, but it starts me all the way down the list, and these are just like building blocks for stuff. The actual props are all the way up here, and I don't know why it starts me like so far down on the list. I could not tell you. Star size? What is this? What can I put in here? Is a number. Default is 40. Let's start like 25. How does that look? That is quite a bit better. And then, see, like, it does that every time. It's so annoying. Selected star, I don't care about. Render starts from right to left. Max stars. Icon set. I mean, this is fine. We can do different colors, so I can do, like, if I want to do a yellowish. what's the yellow I picked here? Is this the same yellow? Huh. Looks way better on that. This can actually just be a string. It doesn't need to be. Oh my god. Great, now they're yellow. It looks awful. I have to change that. It looks so bad. I need to make the background something. Here, we have colors, right? I spent some amount of time doing colors in Figma. And in fact, we could just make it this blue, right? Like the... I don't remember what that blue is. It only costs 25. Yeah, it's only 25 bucks to publish on Android, and it's 100 to publish on 100 a year for it's yearly payments for both of those. But yeah, and even on Android, technically, right? That's only publishing it to the App Store. You can just distribute an APK yourself manually on Android, which is sort of the beauty of it. On iOS, you can't really do that. You actually have to pay to get into the App Store. But yeah, you can just not pay anything for Android, really. But the Play Store is like, if you're making an app that you actually want to sell to people, then you really need it to be on the Play Store. But yeah, it's 4 times the cost on Apple. Go to master style to edit. I don't want to edit. I just want to like... How do I easily get the hex code here? Oh, it's going to be in here. I'm dumb. Yeah. All right, so... I'm actually going to get rid of the border, to be honest. Oh. I forget that it has, on this computer, but on my work computer, it has the Vim buffer linked to the system clipboard, which throws me off sometimes. 4 times the cost with like 40 times less flexibility. I mean, yeah, but... It's really not that bad, you know? Like, I don't know. Nothing, at least for me personally, like, I don't give a shit. Like, iOS is not really inhibiting me in any way to, I think, do anything my app is doing. Yeah. Like, the only thing that might be a thing is I don't know if Android... So, sort of the weird thing on iOS is that basically, like, if you are accepting money in any way, shape, or form in your app, it has to be through iOS, like, in-app payments. And they take, like... a really large cut out of that. It's like 30% or some shit. It's really large. And I know, like, this is why, like, so Twitch subscriptions actually are a really interesting example of this, where, like, you could not subscribe on mobile for a really long time through the Twitch app on iOS. Probably on Android, I don't know if that was the case on Android, but on iOS at least you couldn't. And it was because they, like, they had to set up a separate subscription system. So you used... so now if you want to do it, you pay $5 to get a sub token. So like you don't actually get the subscription, you just get a token. It's really weird. But that is because like Apple does not let you, you know, redirect to your own thing, which like, you know, a 30% cut is like insane compared to like if you are just like setting up a website with Stripe, right? Which like is probably like the most popular, you know, payments processor. So like Stripe, you know, obviously costs money, but it's like fucking minimal compared to that shit. There you go. Per successful card charge, it's 2.9% plus 30 cents. So now there are some things that like, you know, if you're getting like most like 99-cent things, that's like still, you know, not the most, but like, so if you're paying $10 a month, right, for something, so 2.9%, that's 0.029, right? Is 29 cents plus 30 cents. So it costs you 60 cents for a, you know, so you're basically getting what, $9.40 every time someone pays you $10. Whereas that same payment on Apple, which of course you're probably not gonna be charging your users $10 anything on a mobile app, but anyways, you know, you're getting $3 taken off because it's 30%, I'm pretty sure, and you're only making $7 every time you do that. I should back that claim up actually, because I don't want to be talking out of my ass there, but it's like really fucking high, I think. Agreements, tax, and banking overview. Does it tell me? 30% cut. I was right. I was right. Does Apple always take a 30% cut? That's insane. Yeah, they may reject apps linked to another payment system directly, which is kind of crazy. So this is what I've seen. So I use a podcasting app, Pocket Cast, on my phone, and I pay for Pocket Cast Plus, which is like 99 cents a month. And I believe I had to like sign in on my computer to actually get, so because I don't pay the monthly subscription through Apple. I know that for sure. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. What's going on, Brad? Have you tried changing your settings to editor suggestions first? No, I didn't know that was This is one of those things where I complain about it but never do anything to try and fix it. Suggest selection. Controls whether remembered suggestion selections are shared between that. Controls how suggestions are pre-selected? Yeah, just do the first one. Wow, thank you. That might actually... Here, let me try that. Oh my god, yes! Brad, you're a legend, dude. I did not know that. Thank you so much. This is a very valuable lesson as to if you are at all thinking about starting like any sort of like businessy thing, and I probably should take my own advice here. You should read this book called The Mom Test. It's really good. It's like really fucking good. It's like actually fantastic. So you can get it. I think you can just buy it as a PDF. It's like reasonably priced on Gumroad. I don't know how much it costs. It's loading. It's $10. Boom, $10. It's like a pretty short book, but it's basically just like most people complain about things and they say they have a problem with this, but if you try and ask them if they've ever done anything to solve it, the answer is like no so many times. And if that's the case, they're basically like never gonna pay for a product that solves this problem that you're presenting them with, right? So like the book talks about like how to ask questions to like potential customers like in a way where you're actually getting to the root of the problem. They're basically like, this is how most people go through pitches, and like this is why it doesn't work at all. Actually, you don't get any real indication about whether or not your product is like something that people want, and they're instead like, okay, this is what you should be asking, and it breaks it down really well. And I won't try and like redo it because I can't go over it very well, but it's a really, really good read, and it's only like 100 pages, so it's really short. But yeah, highly recommend. Would adding a shadow on the card make a pop a little better than wrapping? Yes, I definitely want to add a shadow. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But yes, I 100% agree. In fact, let's do that now. So, I actually don't know how to do... Is it... Give me shadows. So, shadow color, we'll just do black for a second so I can see it. I never do shadows in CSS. Shadow offset, let's do 5, and then shadow radius, 5 as well to align with my border radius. Let's see if that works. What was it yelling about? Which one? Oh, the shadow offset. Oh, is it an object? Yeah, it's height and width. Okay. I actually think I want it to be -5 because I like... Let's try -5. I like shadows that are down and to the right, and I can't tell you why. Did that do anything? Is that an inner shadow also? Let me comment this out. Just to be clear, I'm gonna go ahead and make this like the actual
shadows down into the right PogChamp.
What's going on, Cochin? Thank you so much for 17 months in a row, dude. I appreciate it. And I agree, shadows down and to the right. Okay, why is this not working? Let's go look at the docs because I don't know what's going on. Shadows. So API, and then here, let me just look up shadow. Shadow props. Nice. These properties are iOS only. Why? Okay, so the shadow drop. Okay, let's tap to play. So let's look at this example here. Oh, nice. See, this has like a little slider and stuff. Oh, okay, it's just my shadow offset was like way too low. Oh, and it's my shadow opacity might default to 0. Actually, is probably what is happening here. Let's set it to like 30. There we go. Okay, that's like way too much, but oh, yeah, I need to go. Wait, I did 30? Oh, this is like, is it out of 1? Am I a dingus? 0.1. Oh, there you go, there you go. That's a nice light shadow. I don't know if that comes through on the stream very well, but we could bump it up to 0.2. Ooh. Oh yeah, so this song is kind of a banger. This is all my like non-copyright music, so I don't expect any of it to be like super good, but like I am really into the song actually. All right, that's too much. I think 5 is fine. Okay, that gives it a nice little look there too. Okay, we need to add padding to shit because things are bad right now. So like this top view, should have like some, give me some padding bottom on this shit, man. Give me some space. There's no room to breathe. Same with this, except for it's gonna be margin, right? Let's do 10. It's 1, not 10. Let's do it more. Read enough things on design where they're just like, you think you have enough padding? No, add more. You think you have enough and it's not enough. Which in the same vein of that, I should probably bump up the padding on that as well, so this gets a little better. I don't like this yellow. It is hurting my eyes. To be completely honest with y'all, I have no yellows. How do I make this yellow less terrible? God, I hate it. Do I want it brighter? I don't know that I love that. Yeah, that's like ugly as shit. So this is like super bright yellow. I think that's too much. But that like changes the color too drastically, right? So this is bright yellow, which is full red, full green. That like whitens it out, and this will darken it, but I don't really want to darken it. That's opacity, which I don't really want to mess with. This is adding more blue to it, which is, oh, that's what's brightening it. Okay. Actually, this is what we should do hue, saturation, lightness. So yeah, like I said, I don't really want to fuck with the lightness. Yeah, just like reduce the saturation a little bit. Oh, there you go, there you go. So it's like a darker gold. That looks a lot better, actually. This was another tip I got from a design thing I read, a Refactoring UI, which is a super cool book. One of the things they point out is they like work very heavily in hue, saturation, lightness instead of doing hex codes, because like hex codes are they actually might do hue, saturation, brightness, to be honest, I think, instead of lightness. I don't remember. They're very similar, but their point is basically that like hex codes are really good for representing like color values in a representative way, but they're not good at like describing color. So if you're really trying to mess with things, you should try like not using hex code to mess with them, which is actually like a really good tip. So thank you to them for doing that. And now, of course, I can go ahead and just like this converts it to a hex code for me, so I can still paste it in my code as a hex code. Now I probably could do it, you know, I'm sure there's a way to make it not a hex code, but anyways. Oh, this is gonna actually overwrite that. Another thing too is that I wonder if we should. So it almost looks too red now, though. I don't know. Well, we'll keep it there for now. I think it's fine. You Neutronian duckness. Oh no. God, that's awful. Does my thing need to be updated again? All right, I'm gonna update VS Code again. I don't know why it's yelling at me. Okay, so we need to give some more space here. Honestly, the stars could be like a little smaller even. Yeah, I think the stars could stand to be a little smaller as well. Oh, May 2020, thank you. Great, thanks. So star size is 25. Let's try bumping that down to 20. Oh, nice. And it increased the spacing between them too, actually, which is really nice. I like that a lot. That feels pretty good. So then we need to... can I just throw a style? Oh, I can do container style. Great. So we can throw that on there. So we need... this should be margin top. Let's give it 10. That's probably too much. I don't love that. That seems better. That gives us some more room to breathe. All right, so we need to figure out the user stuff a little bit now. So what we're actually going to do first on here is we're going to comment out our tagged users. And next we're going to make we need to make like a user image. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in our like test data. So username is Reno, and then I need is it thumbnail URL? Is that what I have it labeled as? So in our server, we have it labeled as its profile picture URL. Profile picture URL is my lovely face from GitHub. Cool. So now instead of displaying my name, we're gonna instead display an image. We need to sort of decide how much text we want to show here also. Like, it's probably going to be pretty small, I think. And it's going to be one of those things where you're going to be able to like tap on the post, but able to like read it more. I think. I haven't designed that out yet either. Life would be way easier if I had this all designed, because then I could just code the damn app. Ugh. I really should pay a designer, man. I hate this so much. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make an image. So source is going to be an object with URI, which is going to be equal to author dot profile picture. And then we need style here, which is going to be the width. So let's do, I think 50 is about what we want. And then this should be a circle. So border radius, which is, I think 25 is good-ish. Hello? Oh, I forgot to close that. I was like, what did I do? Beautiful, there's my face, and it's a circle. Designer? Who? So how's this looking compared to our design? It's like pretty close. I need to do some text styling there. I do put the username, and I agree that I think that's useful. So here, let's put some text, and this will be author.username. Oh, those need to be next to each other. So this is gonna be a separate view. Oh, this is already a separate view. Flex 1, so the flex direction inside here should be a row instead of a column. I'm gonna change the caption styling real quick because it's bothering me. So, font style should be... I can't remember if italics in font style. It is, great. Cool, so that gives us some more space as well, which is really nice. Although I'll admit, this already feels very crowded. This is sort of the interesting design challenge of working with phones, right? Is that, like, I know me personally, I take for granted, like, the amount of, like, width we have on a screen when you're on a desktop, but, like, you ain't got shit on a phone. There's nothing, man. So, like, I can make this smaller, you know? I'm interested to see, like, no, so I'm gonna go on Twitter on my phone real quick because I want to look at, like, so Twitter posts have a lot of the same, like, elements as this does. There's obviously not the photo, right? But, like, you have the photo of someone. They've got, like, a photo off to the left. Maybe this top portion's too big, actually. So first off, I wonder if... Yeah, I wonder if this top portion is just too big. I was making the argument earlier that I think, like, the cover art of a board game is, like, less important than, like, a visual element for other things. Like, the avatar, in fact, is perhaps more important. Oh, why am I just not thinking about this? Why is the user being segregated to the bottom right corner of the screen? Why are they not the top left? So, like, obviously what game they played is a focus, right? But, like, the person who posted it probably should be, like... Okay, I don't know if, like, main focus is the right word, right? Because, like, so Instagram, I think, is a good example of this, where, like, I think how Instagram's designed, right? Like, here, let me go look some popular person so I don't box any of my friends. It's a popular person on Instagram. I follow Jack Black on Instagram. So, like, post, like, old videos. So, I guess on Instagram, right? So, like, we look at an Instagram post. Can you see that? So, you know, the picture is, like, obviously the main thing happening on an Instagram post. But, like, the name is at the top. So, like, the point is that when you're in a feed sort of thing, you probably want... When you're in a feed and you're scrolling, you know, relatively fast, it's probably a good idea to have, like, who posted it be a pretty easy thing to find visually. And I think if I put it in the bottom right, that doesn't happen. I think. So let's play around with that. So, let's just go ahead and take this one because it's, like, more boring. I'm gonna delete this for now. Or I guess I can just hide it. It also doesn't help because, like, my username is really short, so. I just want the username Rito and everything, so. And now that I'm making an app, I can have my whatever username I want, which is sort of an unintended consequence of having a social media platform, as that, you know, you can decide whatever the fuck your name is. Okay, so let's just change this back to Wingspan, so we'll work with the smaller name first because it's a little easier. Disregard all arenas, everyone is now user. Disregard all arenas, everyone is now user. That's not correct. I agree, Dan, is what I'm trying to say with you. Okay, so let's make this smaller. This makes things really interesting, actually. Like, where the fuck do I put things now? So maybe, you know, maybe this isn't the right call. I feel like it is, though. Because again, like, you want to know who posted this shit, right? Like, that's, like, really important. Let's remove the at. I think it looks better without it. Oh my gosh, I do not know how to pronounce your name, so I'm not going to try because I will butcher it, but thank you so much for the follow, and I hope you're doing well. Thank you for watching the stream. Yeah, I'm not going to try. I will just completely destroy that. It will feel awful. Oh, yeah, seriously, welcome to the stream, and thank you for following. Fuck, what do I do? So, like, we go at the picture here. You put the picture here. You can do this. You can make, like, made everything sort of, like, right aligned. That's sort of competing with... You could do this, something like this. I think it looks kind of shitty, but, like... I don't love that, I don't think. Oh, there you go. So you can do the game below. You could still have the cover off to the right, because again, if it doesn't matter, like if it's not as important of a visual element, then like, but I think having it over here is fine. You have the stars up here. I feel like I'm wasting a lot of space here. But I think, okay, so I think I like having the game name under here. I think I need to readjust the fonts. Like, both of these being bold seems very odd, right? Like, or this needs to be a different color or something. Like, they're just conflicting too much, I think, with one another right now. Like, the caption being italic, I think, provides enough contrast where it's fine, but... like, maybe we can make this, like, a different font, so, like, some sort of slab. You could even bold italicize this, also. I don't love this more. Yeah, so I think you need to have the game name on the left side. I think it looks bad if you don't. And by the way, too, I would like to make it clear that because I fucking hate designing and don't want to do it, like, if anyone has opinions on this, and like, please feel free to chime in. I am absolutely open to constructive criticism here. Because I am hyper aware that I am not good at this, and I'm never really happy with anything I do here, so... So you can even do, like, we can make the, I really need to lock this rectangle so I stop moving it. You can even make the stars a little smaller, to be honest. And, like, put it here, right? So you've got name of game, the rating is really close, and then that allows us plenty of room to, like, show tagged users over here. We also need some sort of text for, like, date, so, like, 4 days ago or something like that. I have been forgetting that completely, actually. And, like, the date should probably go up here somewhere. I've been completely forgetting that in the actual design of the thing, but... so we could extend this over here, honestly, like, if we have a lot of room for that. Again, the cover art is pretty secondary here. It's nice to have. I think you still need it, but, like... I don't hate this. Again, it still feels like there's a lot of empty space, but, like, maybe that's not a bad thing, right? Like, maybe that's actually more breathing room than it is, like, empty space. The problem is here with this design, I think, is that what happens when you have a long name. So if we go back to trail at house on the hill, if you go back to that, then this becomes a problem because I don't know how to format that better. You could sort of always have, you could sort of shorten this. I don't know that that looks great. Or you could do, the other option here is you could do this and then put the stars underneath. That doesn't look terrible. So, okay, so if we do this, to be honest, you can actually make this a little smaller. And I think that's fine. I think that's like a little big right now. So let's see, made that a little smaller. That actually gives us a lot more room to work with, to be honest. Make this a little smaller, so like it's still a focal point, right? Like, and it's still important. It's still like, I think it being in the top left already lends itself a lot to being like a focal point and you noticing it a lot easier. So this gives us more room, if nothing else, just more spacing, which is nice. Odd. Make this a little bigger. Okay, so now the next question here is with this design, how do you, excuse me, how do you get tagged users in here? So, doesn't Figma have a thing to do stock users, or is that, am I thinking of, I'm thinking of, Sketch that does that. There's probably a Figma plugin that does this. Let's go look for a plugin that does this. I bet you there is one that does this. Text from image, Iconify. No, I don't want icons. I want avatars. Better font picker, rename it, viewports, browse all plugins. Avatars, dope. Add random user avatars to selected elements with one click. Incredible. This is what I want. Thank you. Reno is all. No, I'm trying to have some variety in this this damn design. Okay, cool. So how do I access this? This is plugins, avatars. Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go, dude. I don't know who you are, but thank you. Thank you for being a loyal tabletop user, friend. So let's get a few of these just so we can have run less plugin is option command P. All right, great. Yo, is that what's his face? I don't remember his name. Is it just celebrities? Wait, why is it changing the size of me now? 31, 31. Fun tidbit, one of the podcasts I listened to mentioned a site called Mockaroo for generating a fuck ton of mock data for testing purposes. Ooh. I've used a random one at work, but I don't remember what it's called. Oh, I actually think this is the one I used. Yeah, I'm like actually almost positive. Yeah, so because my work is like, so we're like business software, right? And like our app has contacts and such. I have like I think it's like a 10,000 row CSV file with like a bunch of mock data in it that I'm pretty sure I got from Mockaroo actually, or like a similar website. I don't know. Okay, so we have like 2 users. So like these are people that played the game with us. Great. So like there's a question of like, do we have them as icon only? I think icon only is fine. There's just a question of like how you display it, you know? Like where do I put this shit to where it doesn't seem really weird? Like you could put like a little icon there as to who you played with. Like it's sort of like weird as to where it goes. I think I have one of the Iconify plugins. Yeah. So like, Heroicon's the start of what I'm using. Oh, sorry. Picked Unicon, so like user. So like, we're not using a lot of icons in this design, which I think is fine, but like, I think that looks kind of fucking terrible, actually. I don't know a good way to do that. We could put it on the bottom. Like if you just extended this rectangle, because I have locked it. If you just made it a little smaller. I don't know, like, how do other apps do, like, tagging? You can even have it on, I guess, the other side. So, here's the other consideration, right, is that we're going to need to have, I don't know the specifics of what I want the interactivity to be, but, like, let's say this is probably the very likely case, is that we're going to have 2 boxes here. I don't think those are evenly split, but let's pretend they are for a second, you know? So, like, we're gonna have a... there's probably gonna be some sort of, like and comment. Like, comment, and subscribe. So, there's gonna be some sort of interaction, right? So, like, that's gonna extend it. Move the day back by your name, put other peeps in upper right. Ooh, smart, smart, smart. Ooh, okay. So I like that better, actually. This is why I stream, so I don't have to pay designers. I can just... just have stream people help me. Okay, it really does not want to multiple select that. That's fine. Can you move, please? No problem, Dylan, no problem. Thank you, actual designer in my chat. I'm crowdsourcing designs. I'm not asking people to do it for free. Don't worry, I'll make all the money. Okay. Oh, Brady, you might have done it. Holy shit. So let me make this smaller again. Why are there 2 boxes again? It's because I'm doing photos, but we can just ignore that for now. That's my delete button. Alright, wow, these like and comment buttons are fucking terrible. 50-50 final offer. Ban Daniel Collar from chat. I'll give you 2% equity in the company. But I'll do that, and so I'll do like the Mark Zuckerberg thing, right? Where like he just flooded his share of stocks or however it was, so like diluted the value of the stocks really bad. So his other like co-founders got nothing. Look at me with not even a finished app that isn't gonna make money at the get-go anyways. Already scheming to keep my equity. Yeah, okay. I think the icon's fine. I don't love the icon. That's probably my least favorite part about this. This feels good though. It feels like you can fit a lot of icons over here. If we get past a certain amount, we could do like a thing where we consolidate. I don't know why I like this overlap circles design so much, but like that's where we're at right now. I think this seems pretty good, though. So I'm very sold on everything besides the tag juicers, to be honest with you. Everything else is way better, I think. So let's start implementing it around that first. So we can hopefully do some of this pretty easily. So this actually should be after the image. So let's just take this entire view. And put it like up here. Oh no, what have I done? Where's the picture going? Wait, where did it go? So this actually is gonna go. This is the game thumbnail. Great. This is gonna go over here. Nice. Okay, we're back. Sorry, I ate it. It was hungry. Oh no. Why is this so fucked though? Was it because this has flex 1? That might actually be why. Yeah, okay, that's why. It was the only thing with the flex property, so it was kind of destroying everything else. Okay, so let's make this smaller. 35? Question mark? That is a 2, not a 3. That might be too small. Let's try 40. I will say that Storybook, so I'm not even leveraging really anything that Storybook does yet. But like, I think it's very nice just to be able to like, it's updating very fast and it's like just updating within this component. I don't have to worry about the rest of the app. I don't have to like click through to do any weird workflows. It's just like, all I'm doing is designing this component, which I will say that I think if nothing else, the 10 minutes that I spent to set up Storybook have been worth it in that regard. So we'll probably want... I actually don't love this being bold italic. Let's at the very least just make it bold. Perhaps doesn't even need to be bold. I think it's fine being bold. So let's go here and let's go ahead and change that up a little bit. So style. So it needs to be a little bigger. So font size 18. I think it defaults to 16 or 14 maybe. Font weight should be bold. That's better. Probably a little smaller. Yeah, probably just a tad smaller. Probably 16. Oh, you're streaming for 2 hours? Cool. That's better. I need to position it better. So it's not just... I need to look up the difference between justify and align because I can never fucking remember. Align items aligns children in the cross direction. If children are flowing vertically, then align items control how they align horizontally. Right, so this makes sense. So our things are aligning horizontally, so I need to control the vertical position of the text, which is align. So align items is for everyone, but I want to align self on the text. I always get those messed up. So align self, this should be center. Great, and then I need some padding on this, which I need to wrap this in a view if I want that, or I can just put the padding on this for now, and it's margin, not padding, but you know. So that should be margin right. We can make 10 or so. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, I was gonna say it could be closer, but like I think it's fine to start with more and then We'll start with more and work our way down if we need to. The other thing we need to put in here is we need a date, right? So like a date, which is going to be, we'll just say a string right now. I need to actually do an actual date. And then in our props, let's add a date. So I like the idea of like a relative date thing. So I'm just going to manually put that in there right now. So like, let's say 6 hours. This is like sort of the norm on like most social media platforms, I feel like, right now, and I personally really like it. So so then after the username we need text. Oh, let's try with the default. So we now have 2 items that need center aligning. Let's just try doing align item center. I'm worried it'll fuck with the picture, but it totally doesn't. Nice. Okay, so let's just try the default text rendering. And then this should be date, which I need to actually add to the props object. Date isn't string, but I'm not doing it here. Great, and then that's 6 hours. Okay, so now I'm gonna need to put this in a view because I need to add padding to it, and I don't think you can, or I need to add margin, and I don't think you can on a text object. I don't believe, at least. So style, and again, we will put these into they're like, I have a style sheet object, which I'll put that into later, but like, I don't need to worry about that right now. We're messing with it so much that it doesn't matter. So, okay, so, margin rate, probably 10 again. So I was able to make it thin on Figma, which I liked. I think that looks good, but it's probably too much. I think what we can instead do is basically just make that like a slightly a lighter gray instead of just being straight black. And I think it'll get enough of that like effect that we want. So font color, or is it just color? So we have a few grays in here, I think, in our color palette. Let's put like one of these ones. This is pretty fine. There you go. So that de-emphasizes it a little bit, which is fine. I could even stand for a little bit less margin rate, like 8 maybe. It's like slightly off, right? Am I not? Do I have to change the line height? I feel like I ran into this. This is for the view. I want to change the line height of the 6 hours. I don't remember what I have to do here in terms of relative to the text. I think it has to be more. This is not doing anything. But I would 0 at all. Oh. This is doing nothing. Okay, I don't remember how to fix this exactly, but that's like a pretty minor thing in the grand scheme of things, so I'll just make it to do. Fix line height issue here. This is slightly not center aligned. I've run into this before. Not on this project, on a separate project. So I know, I think it's, I'm pretty sure it's something to do with line height, but I don't remember what it is. So I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, so we can make the caption take up some more flex room. Let's give the image, let's go ahead and give the image a flex property. Just so there's no comma there. Maybe I don't want to give the image a flex property. That's really weird. Oh, okay. I know why this is happening. So it's because we're putting the flex directly in the image, which is going to affect the width of the image dynamically, and we don't actually want that. What we want is we want a container around the image to be affected, and we want the image to fit within the container. That's like a small distinction, and then this way we can put a flex on the style of the container that it's in. So there we go. Now we can mess with it. So we can go ahead and increase this. So 4. We will want a slight amount of margin left here, like really small. But basically, we just make sure that the text doesn't get probably closer to 10 actually. We just want to make sure the text doesn't actually bump up against the picture because that would look bad. So this feels pretty nice. We have more room as well for the. We have more room as well for the caption, which is nice. Not a ton, I don't think, but like enough. So in terms of blocks, the rating and the okay, so that's there. We can also go ahead and make sure the. I guess we'll just add padding bottom to things. I don't know if that actually like matters. So we can go ahead and add padding bottom to this as well. So there's some space between this and the name. So the other thing I want to keep in mind is that the only reason I had the stars go below here is because the name was long. I did like it better when this was Wingspan. I think it looks... Personally, I think it looks better if the stars are like still aligned with it. So what we're gonna want to do is make, where's that happening? So this is happening on here. I mean, this view isn't doing anything, right? Because I just have one single view inside of here. Oh, I think this actually needs, I think it's because this isn't taking up the entirety of the container. So I think if you give this a flex 1, I think this solves this. Oh no, that did not at all do what I thought it would. Well, I still think giving it a flex 1 is correct because it'll still take up the entire width. But there's the matter of the container style, which like... So we should probably just set this to be something. Is that actually changing it? I don't think so. Oh, is this because this is doing... I bet you this has to be flex direction row. Yeah, it's because the star containers are... it doesn't actually need the margin top anymore. Okay, I'm not going to do that, actually. We'll just apply the... we can make a view around the text. This is all like really small stuff at this point, but I think it's getting closer to looking good. I need to change the font on Wingspan. I haven't really looked into fonts too much, so that's something I'm going to have to do. Let's do this so it stops yelling at me. Okay, so the style here is it needs to have margin left. Also, I think the reason it didn't work on the other one is because I did margin left instead of padding left. Oh, not left, right. Excuse me. A rabbit hole I'm constantly getting lost in. See, that's the one thing about design I do like. I do love me some good fonts, I must admit. Okay, so we don't want to align everything centered, but we'll probably want to do... There you go, that moves it down. I actually don't think we need this width thing anymore. You're wrong. Adobe Fonts has been a blessing and a curse. Oh my god, yeah. When I was subscribed to Creative Cloud for a little bit, it was really nice. I just mostly use Google Fonts nowadays, but I am a big fan of Wolf Mono is probably one of my favorite fonts, and not just because it's by like one of my favorite bands, but also just because I think it's legitimately a very good looking font. Look at this shit. Do look at Wolf Mono. Give me a paragraph. Oh. Let's make it a little bigger so you can see it. Look at this. Look at this little font. There's also Wolf Sans, which is also good. I think I like it, but I don't like it as much as Wolf Mono. Big Wolf Mono fan. If you're not aware, it's the like the official font face of Wolfpack, which their website is in Wolf Mono. Great band, by the way. Good music, good music. Highly recommend. Go listen to some Wolfpack. Yeah, so it's actually kind of interesting. There's actually a beer place near us that I look for it in the wild. So, interesting places where it has been. Untitled Goose Game, actually. The settings menu of Untitled Goose Game uses Wolf Mono. I don't know if there is a picture of that. I know that's like a weird thing to take a picture of, so... I'm sure I could find a video of it, but I don't want to. Wolf Mono is in the settings page of Untitled Goose Game. And then also, there's a really cool beer place close to us called Rockwell Beer Company, Rockwell Brewing, the Rockwell Beer. They use Wolf Mono. They don't use it on their website. Okay, they do use it a little bit there. It's on their... it's in their building, though. They have a... But yeah, they probably don't have it on here a lot, but like... they're like hours on their door or Wolf Mono. I've asked a bartender about it there once, and they were like, I don't know. Oh, here, they use it on their website. There you go. So this is all Wolf Mono, non-italicized. And I love it so much, but like, it's the only font I truly, really care about. But anyways. I like Wolf Mono and Wolfpack so much that I'm literally designing my wedding invitations and doing it in Wolf Mono, so. It was on a trip and say a postcard, saw a postcard, Indiana sent Mistral. Then I was saying it's my brother with the note. The font is Mistral. Amazing. Wolf Mono is the only font I identify in the wild. It's the only one I care about. Y'all, this is like actually looking like a real thing. Holy shit. This is like looking like a real thing. Alright, so now we need to add the tag teasers portion. Oh man, this is pretty dope actually. Okay, how do I do fonts in React Native? I need a slab font. Eat custom fonts, please. Add fonts to assets. Can I use Google Fonts? That'd be useful because I could just use. I'd be fine with using Roboto Sans or Roboto. Excuse me, Roboto Slab. Oh god, I can't speak. No Wolf Slab, unfortunately. It's just Wolf Mono. There's another font they use. So they have Wolf Mono, Wolf Sans. Wolf Sans is the newest one. They also have another Oh, Wolf font just looks kind of weird when you pull it up in bold, but it's pretty neat. I feel like they have another font that's not this. Oh, side projector they've used before. This is actually used for the poster I have actually in my room, which is the Wolfpack Madison Square Garden image is using that font there. Okay, sorry. It's not really in the poster that much, but like it's in the, this is the vinyl cover. Yeah, there's another font they use that I don't remember what it's called. It's got a really weird name and I'd recognize it if I see it. Oh, maybe it's one of these. Oh, I think it's Ekman Psych, actually. Yeah, they use Ekman Psych for, what are they use Ekman Psych for? Is it at the beginning of the Madison Square Garden video? I care way too much about Wolfpack, and I apologize. $90 for the full family? Yeah, I haven't bought it yet, but like, soon TM. Soon TM. Here, let me. This is a great video, by the way. I highly recommend watching this beautiful, beautiful concert. Yeah, there it is. There it is. I don't have the tab open, but that's the Ekman Psych. Truly, like, look at this fucking video, man. This is an entire hour and 43 minutes. We paid... You know, obviously concert films are different from being there live, but... I'm just saying, we paid, you know, a good chunk of change to be in that crowd. And you can watch it for free. You can experience this greatness for free at home by going on YouTube. And just watching it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. The album's on Spotify if you don't want to watch the video, just listen to the music. The video is recommended, I think, though. But anyways. Great video, great video. Everyone should listen to Wolfpack. That's what you should get out of this stream. It's not any sort of like inkling of knowledge gained about React Native. It should be about, you should listen to Wolfpack. That's not what I wanted. How do I access my history? My downloads. I close out of the dang custom fonts thing. So this is using the React Native link command, which this is kind of outdated, actually. Is there just a list of fonts I can use while developing? Like, here you go. Slab. Give me. I literally need a slab font. Are there no slab fonts? Are you kidding me? Fonts for Apple platforms. Oh, is this just using their fonts? I don't really care about using your fonts, Apple, sorry. I like San Francisco, but I don't care that much. What's going on, Don't You Dare? How's it going? Greycliff? Ooh. Ooh. That's a good looking font. Dang. It looks really good in bold, and I actually like it in not bold as well. Dang. Oh, I think this is fucks because I have dark reader on. Why is it? Oh, I had to like reload the page. Okay, that was weird. Anyways. Oh, dang. Yeah, this is a really good looking font. Holy shit. It's only $12.50? How much is the whole thing? Family packages. 50 buckaroos. That's not bad, actually. That's a good looking font. It is very versatile. Yeah, I agree. How much does that work? Web font, desktop. How much is the web font version? 10,000p. Dude, I don't know how fucking licenses work, man. Unlimited installations, $500. Oh, sweet Lord Jesus. Okay, I need to find a free font to use some app. That's so much money, Jesus Christ. Understandable, right? Like, I don't want to bash it too much, right? Because, like, you know, it's, you know, fonts are things that I cannot create myself, and, you know, obviously it takes time and effort to create them, so I don't want to, like, bash that aspect of it. I just don't have $500 to drop on a font right now. I mean, okay, if I really wanted to, you know, charge out $500 to put on a font, I could, but I don't want to, so. Okay, I don't like the way this photo looks. Yeah, there's like too much bottom padding on this, right? Like, especially compared to this. So, this should be, I think, should have a line. That brings that down a little bit. Was that the issue? Is just the caption should be more in line with that? I don't think so, actually. And in fact, I didn't even move the photo, really. $50 is gonna be way too much. Oh, that's not what I want. There you go, that's more what I want. For $500, I'll create you 5 fonts. Yeah, but will you also give me licenses to use them on apps? Like, that's the thing, right? Is that, like, even though, you know, you could do that, but you'd be undercutting yourself greatly, right? Because, like, I don't know, man, fonts are fucking expensive. Like, what was I just looking at? What was this called? Greycliff? Like, I feel like that's probably going to be, like, on average, like, most prices for fonts are going to be that much for app usage. I assume that's, like, a normal thing. Like, the licensing is the expensive part, right? That's how they get you. Staff picks. Ooh, FS Irwin? That's a good looking font, too. Ooh, I actually kind of like this one, and I feel like I'm not usually into fonts like this. Like, what about a family package? Is this the same price? Oh, this is even more expensive. Ooh, $1,600. Oh, that's so much money. License pay once. Can you do... What's the license here? Restrictions on use. Okay, so I can only use it on one application. I can't put it on PDFs. Labeled photos. Oh, that's so weird. Or in any application that is a server component in a client-server architecture. Wow, that's a really interesting, like, way to phrase that. That makes sense, right? Because, like, you can't, I think they're pointing out that, like, you can't, like, API call it, I think is what that's avoiding, but. Okay, and this makes sense. It can only be embedded in an application where font software does not represent a substantial component of, does not represent the primary value of the functionality of the application. So I think that's, like, can't make a font display app? Is that what that's saying? I mean, this is wild, dude. Can I do... How do I get free and open source fonts, please? There you go. The open font library. Terms of service. You can find the license for each font. Oh, well, that doesn't help me. Oh, here you go. Open Foundry, new platform for open source fonts. Are these really all open source? Like, that would be curated open source typefaces. Yeah, great. Yeah, so, like, if these are open source, this is what I want anyways. Is this just fucking celebrity gossip headlines? It totally is. That's really funny. These are pretty good, actually. Crumbs, is that a Banksy? That's a really slick looking font, actually. Dang. Alright, do they have slab fonts? I need a slab font. How do I... I guess I could find, like, not a slab font, right? Like, I don't know. Like, a good serif font would be good, too. This is actually kind of sick. I want not a photo, though, thanks. Ooh, that's actually, like, a really cool font. I don't know if it'd work here. Let me try and download it, actually. How do I download it? So that's not required. Okay. So under the SIL open font 1.1 and available for contribution, modification, or download to its open source page. Okay, so what does this font license entail? Using the OFL. Details and rationale. What I need to make sure is that I need to make sure that I can use this and make money off of my thing that uses it. Do you know what font used by police cars? I don't. I think it varies also, like, probably per like department as well, right? I would imagine. Okay. Yeah, I think I can just make money off. Yeah, I think it's this fine. Huh, this is a pretty cool font. Alright, let's try it. Young Serif. Young Serif is a modern serif typeface. Yeah, I really like this a lot, actually. How's it going, Minion Sniper? Welcome back. Or, I assume you were gone. But if not, welcome back. Or, thank you for staying around. Okay. Fonts. Regular web fonts. Oh, is there only a regular? Oh, that's probably fine. It's like it's kind of bold anyways, right? So we just download this. Open with font book. Install the font. Show in Finder. Young Serif fonts. So they're saying I can do... I think I need to actually make an assets folder. Assets. reveal in Finder is what I want. And in assets, I can paste the font. Okay. Adding fonts. Okay, so I know I'm Googling this again, but I actually did this. Because I had to do this with the icon library. I definitely had to add it to my P list. I don't remember where. What's going on, Trey? I was gonna learn React Native. Did that not go well? Okay, so I think I can do... Where did I have this? Oh, here you go. Fonts provided by application. That's what I did. So I need to add another one. So the one I just added is Young Serif. I think OTF. I don't think it's a TTF. Okay, so are these somewhere else though also? Like, how does it know where that is? Like I said, I did this for the other iOS. Here, let me look at my Git history actually. Did I put where I added icons? Oh, here you go, here you go. React Native Vector Icons, React. This is in the external sources. React Native Vector Icon. Oh, that's not what I want. So what was the font I actually wrote down here? So it's any, so I said search for font awesome. Input paths. Output paths. How did I do that? I should look at the React Native vector icons. Native. Spending more time than I probably should on doing this, although I guess I'm gonna have to add new fonts eventually, so. Okay, so they should have a setup thing here, installation. iOS is manual. Drag the folder or just the ones you want to your project in Xcode, and then edit the info. I literally just drag them over? Weird, okay. This thing. And what is it? I believe it told me what to say. Make sure your app is checked under add to targets and then create groups is checked if you add the whole folder. Where did that get put though? Okay, it's in Tabletop. don't know that this is gonna work. I'm not convinced. I'm gonna be honest with you. But hopefully it does. Young serif, regular OTP, and resources. Okay, it's cool. So then if we run, let me pull up that Medium article I found earlier. This one. Get the font, rename your font. Add the font in your project. Oh, okay. If you're using, okay, yeah, this is like a new thing. So in reactnative.config.js and module exports. Okay, so what we're actually going to do is we're going to close that Xcode first off. We're going to go into here, and then we're going to undo. We're going to revert changes on info.plist. I think this is all related to font stuff. Yep. Okay, so then it's React. Do I have that? Do I have a config? I don't have a React Native config. Huh. I guess I'll make one real quick. And then also got my package JSON. Like, is that where I've been putting stuff? Okay, sure. Alright, new file, react native.config.js, right? Is that? Then module.exports is going to be equal to an object, and then assets is an array, right? And then you do the path, which is /assets. Yeah, okay. And then I'm gonna rebuild this. Do I have to do anything else after that? In any case, after this, run React Native link. See, I was under the impression you didn't need to use that command anymore, but... Yeah, unrecognized command link. That's like a deprecated command, right? So... iOS, link your font located in the path specified above to your Xcode project. Alright, so let's just try running it on iOS again. So we're gonna head and close out of here. And then run yarn iOS. Wait, what? That was really weird, actually. Why is the... Having a config file is borking my CLI? Why is that a link? I just want fonts. I'm gonna customize how auto linking works. Okay. This feels like not a very well documented process for something that feels like it should be really common. Like, you adding fonts to your app feels like it's something that fucking everyone's gonna do. Oh, okay, so they're just doing path to your fonts. Okay, so they're doing inside the package.json instead of the config file. I don't think that'll change anything, though. Right? We'll try, I guess, you know. rn em. Oh, God. And then assets. /assets. I should really put it inside of fonts folder anyways. Okay, and then fonts, and then throw that in there. Yes, I want to move it. Thanks. And finally, run in terminal React Native link. Linking assets to iOS project. Group resources does not exist in your Xcode project, so we've created automatically for you. Linking assets to Android project. Assets have been successfully linked. Great, so let's go see what that did. Oh, holy shit. Oh, did that like properly link everything? Neat. Oh, that linked everything. That linked all the icons of my Android, which I had not done yet. Great, so presumably that worked. FontAwesome.ttf, simple line icons. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and see if that worked. So the this should be the game name is what we're changing with this. Font family. Is it Simple Sans? What did I name it? Young Serif, just kidding. Let's see if that works. Okay, so I can still look in the P list and see what it got added as. I want to make sure I'm referencing it correctly. I saw a few of the articles I read have mentioned something about like you have to use the correct name, so I want to make sure I'm doing that right. So it's almost been 3 hours, so I should probably be done soon. It's 10:30. This is an info.p list, which has been modified. It's not in here, right? Fonts provided by application. Yeah, actually, why is it not in here? Is it because it's an OTF font and not a TTF? Maybe I have to convert it? Question mark? Oh, it's Young Sans. What do I keep thinking? It's Simple Sans. Or Young Serif, in fact. Okay, so... Web fonts. Oh, they have it as a TTF. Oh, I should do that. Okay. Save file. That is probably gonna be better. TTF regular, okay. Why did that view change? I hate when it does thumbnail view. Please. List, please. Thank you. Okay, hopefully that's better. Young Surf regular, and then let's run Link again. Or am I still effed? Yeah, that's still not showing up here. What's going on here? I mean, I guess let's just see if it works, right? Like, I don't think it's going to, though. Disconnected from the Metro server. Yeah, so let's run Yarn iOS. Okay, those are linked manually. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. God dang it. Oh, it fucked everything now. God damn it. Alright, running React Native Link was a mistake, apparently. Oh, Jesus Christ. I truly do not have the patience to deal with this right now, so I'm gonna call it on, like, kind of an awful moment, but, like, it's my only complaint about React Native so far is that, like, holy fuck, man, it feels like my build is the most fragile thing in the existence of the world. And I am already scared to change things, and I'm not that far into this app yet, which that kind of scares me. Okay, let's go find someone to raid real quick. Who else is streaming in the good old science and technology channel, or just in general? Oh, sorry. How do I... Who is streaming? Let's see. Yo, Vape Juice Jordan is streaming, and I have, like, lurked in his chat a few times, and he is pretty cool. So we're gonna send you all over there. Give me a second. The button that does that. He's also doing GraphQL stuff, which is kind of cool. I didn't really do a lot of GraphQL at all today, but that's fine. Anyways, thanks everyone so much for tuning in. My spiel before we go raid real quick. Please consider following the channel if you're not already. You get notifications whenever we go live, yada yada. I also have a Twitter you can follow me on. I have not been posting as of late. I've been trying to reduce my social media intake, but I should post more. So, and there's also a community Discord as well. If you're interested, we've got some coding related channels in there, and you get cool emotes and that sort of thing. And you also get notified about the stream whenever we go live there as well. So, neat place to hang out. I think that's all I have. Thank you everyone for hanging out and sticking around tonight. It's been real nice. We'll be streaming hopefully another point this week. I need to work on more stuff. I'll probably try and get this build stuff figured out off stream. I also have a soldering iron now, and I have a little you can see this, it's a little like shitty clock thing that is like a practice soldering kit. There's my PCB. It's got some through holes on it. So I need to do this at some point too, because I need to learn how to solder so I can make a keyboard. So we'll do that at some point too, probably on stream. Yeah, and I think that's it. If you're sticking around for the raid, feel free to say hello in chat or just keep lurking, whatever suits your preference. And if not, hope you have a great rest of your day, night, whatever. And I'll see you soon. Peace out, everyone. Oh wait, hold on. I say that, but it's gonna be like, a few seconds before. Oh, not done yet. Is it going? Oh, we're raiding. Okay, we're doing it. All right. Goodbye, friends.